Electrical Engineering and General Chair Sigma 2024. And Dr. Bhavnesh Kumar, Organizing Chair Sigma 2024, who have played a pivotal role in making this conference possible. And of course, a heartfelt welcome to all our participants, delegates, and enthusiastic attendees who have joined us from across the globe. Your presence is what makes this event truly vibrant and meaningful. In keeping with our cherished Indian tradition, the lighting of lamp holds deep significance. It symbolizes the victory of knowledge over ignorance, the illumination of our minds, and the spreading of wisdom. It's a gesture of reverence and a hopeful prayer for success as we embark on this exciting journey together. I now invite the dignitaries to join us in lighting the ceremonial lamp, marking the auspicious beginning of this conference. May the light guide us toward fruitful discussions and meaningful collaborations.
Thank you all for participating in this symbolic act of enlightenment. Your contribution inspires us to pursue the lightness of knowledge. Now, no event that celebrates intellect and culture can run truly without seeking the blessings of Goddess Saraswati, the divine embodiment of wisdom, learning, and creativity. Saraswati Vandana is a beautiful prayer that sets the perfect tone for an occasion like this, dedicated to knowledge and enlightenment. I now invite our student group, Crescendo, to come forward and present the Saraswati Vandana. Let us all join in this prayerful moment as we invoke the goddess's blessings.
Good morning, everyone.
Thank you so much for that soul-stirring performance. May Goddess Saraswati bless us all with clarity of thought and wisdom. As we proceed, it's a privilege to honor the luminaries who grace this occasion with their presence. Their contributions to society and to their fields of expertise have been remarkable, and we are deeply grateful to have them with us today.
As a gesture of our deep respect and gratitude, it is now time to felicitate our esteemed guests who have graced this occasion with their presence and support. To honor our first distinguished guest, I invite Professor Anand Srivastav, Honorable Vice Chancellor NSUT, to felicitate Dr. Hanif Qureshi with a token of our appreciation. Please join me in extending a warm welcome.
Thank you, sir. It's a true privilege to acknowledge the presence of Professor R.C. Bansal, whose remarkable contributions continue to inspire us all. Again, I request Honorable Vice Chancellor Professor Anand Srivastav to kindly come forward and felicitate Professor R.C. Bansal on behalf of all of us.
Thank you, sir. Our next esteemed guest, Honorable Vice Chancellor Professor Anand Srivastav, has been a beacon of knowledge and inspiration. May I invite Professor Smriti Srivastav to honor sir with a token of our gratitude.
Thank you, ma'am. We are truly privileged to have Professor Smriti Srivastava with us today. To express our sincere appreciation, I request Professor Rajni Sharma to kindly felicitate ma'am.
Thank you, sir. It is an indeed honor to host Professor Rajni Sharma, whose presence here adds a great value to this event. I request Professor Tarun Rawal to felicitate sir as a mark of our respect.
Thank you, sir. Please join me in welcoming Professor Tarun Rawat at this event. I now invite Dr. Bhavnesh Kumar to present a token of our appreciation and gratitude to sir.
Thank you, sir. For our final guest of felicitation, Dr. Bhavnesh Kumar, who has made remarkable contributions in organizing this conference, I now invite Professor Rajneesh Sharma to kindly honor him with our heartfelt regards.
A very thank you to all the dignitaries for accepting our humble tokens of appreciation. Your presence here today is truly inspiring. Since a great event requires a solid foundation, today's conference is no exception. To give us an overview and set the stage for what lies ahead, I invite Professor Rajneesh Sharma to introduce this conference. His insights will help us understand the significance of this gathering and the objectives we aim to achieve.
Sir.
Good morning, all of you. So, I welcome all of you to the third International Conference on Signals, Machine and Automation. We have with us our Vice Chancellor, Professor Anand Srivastava, Chief Guest, Dr. Hanif Qureshi, is an IPS, and Additional Director, General Ministry of Heavy Industries, and Guest of Honor, Professor R.C. Bansal from the University of Sharjah. A few words about my friend and chief guest. He is a 1996 batch IPS officer of the Haryana cadre. He has done his BTech from Jamia Millia, then he is in MD PM, then MPhil, and an MCA, and he holds a PG diploma in cyber laws. He also has done an MBA and PhD, both from the United States of America, from the University of Cincinnati. He has published about 38 journal papers, and he's publishing even now. At 23, I saw his paper. He was a commissioner of Faridabad and Panchkula, and IG of the Karnal range of Haryana. So I welcome Chief Guest. So this is the third international conference. Previous ones were held in NSUT in 2018 and 2022. The response to Sigma 2024 has been overwhelming in terms of the papers received. We received a total of about 230 papers, out of which 68 papers were finally selected after a careful and rigorous review process. We got submissions from all over India, and not even from India, but international submissions as well. Out of these 68 selected papers, 3 international papers have also been shortlisted for presentation. We got submissions from prestigious institutions like IITs, NITs, triple ITs as well. The conference proceedings would be published in the Springer Lecture Notes in Electrical Engineering, which is a Scopus Index series. The conference is spread out in 12 sessions, which will be held in hybrid mode. So several renowned academicians would be delivering keynote addresses during the conference. With this, I end my this session of my presentation, and thank you very much. And I invite the organizers again to take on the mic once again. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for that enlightenment introduction. Your words have beautifully captured the essence of today's event. Every conference needs a guiding theme, and ours is one of the immense relevance and importance. To provide us with a deeper understanding of the theme and its implications, I invite Professor Smriti Srivastava to take the stage. Let's welcome her with a warm round of applause.
Good morning, one and all. It is my pleasure to welcome you all to this international conference where we gather to explore the latest advancements in signal, machines, and automation. As we embark on this intellectual journey together, I invite you to reflect on the profound impact that these technologies have on our daily lives. The theme of our conference, Signal, Machines, and Automation, represents the harmonious convergence of 3 distinct yet interconnected disciplines. Signals are the lifeblood of modern technology, enabling communication, control, and computation. Machines, from simple mechanisms to complex systems, are the building blocks of our industrialized world. Automation is the integration of signal and machines, has revolutionized manufacturing, logistics, and countless other sectors. As we delve into the latest research, innovations, and applications in the field, we will discover new opportunity for collaboration, knowledge sharing, and mutual growth. We will explore how advances in signal processing, machine learning, machines, and automation are transforming industries such as healthcare, finance, transportation, and energy. By harnessing the power of these technologies, we can create more efficient, more productive, and environment-friendly systems. If we take an example or few examples, then smart grid, by using advanced signal processing and machine learning algorithms, we can optimize energy distribution, predict energy demand, and integrate renewable energy sources into the grid. If we talk about industrial automation, this can help reduce energy consumption, minimize energy waste, and optimize production processes in industries such as manufacturing, oil and gas, and chemicals. If we talk about intelligent transportation systems, by leveraging machines, machine learning, signal processing, and automation, we can create more efficient, safer, and environment-friendly transportation systems. These examples illustrate the transformative power of signal, machines, and automation in driving sustainable development. So together, we can harness the potential of this signal, machine, and automation to create a more sustainable, more equitable, and more prosperous future for all. Thank you once again, and all the best for the 3-day event.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for articulating the theme so eloquently. Your words resonate deeply with the purpose of this gathering. It's now time to hear from one of our esteemed chief guests, whose address will undoubtedly enrich our understanding and inspire us all. I invite Professor Tarun Kumar Rawat to deliver his address. Please join me in welcoming Professor Tarun Kumar Rawat to the stage. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Thank you all. Professor Anand Srivastava, Honorable Vice Chancellor, and other dignitaries on the dais and participants. Good morning to all of you. The theme of the conference Sigma 24 is Sustainable Energy Technologies. These technologies, to truly make an impact, they must meet some criteria that go beyond just technical capabilities, and these criteria are socially desirable, technologically feasible, administratively doable, financially viable, judicially tenable, and environmentally sustainable. Technologically feasible means the technologies must be advanced enough to meet current and future needs. These include solar panels that are more efficient, wind turbines that generate more power, and battery storage solutions that can ensure energy reliability. Innovations in materials, storage, and grid management are crucial to make these technologies viable on a larger scale. Administratively doable means governments and local authorities must be able to implement and regulate these technologies effectively. Clear policies, incentives for green technologies, and robust framework for their integration into existing energy systems are vital. Financially viable means the cost of implementing sustainable energy systems must be manageable for both producers and consumers. Judicially tenable means legal framework must support the widespread use of sustainable energy, ensuring that policies are fair, enforceable, and adaptable to new challenges. Environmentally sustainable, that is the important thing. The core of sustainable energy technologies is their ability to reduce harm to the environment. They should produce clean energy with minimal impact on the planet, helping to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, protect ecosystems, and fight climate change. So thank you. With these words, thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your profound insights and words of encouragement. Your perspective has set this motivational tone for the day. Next, it is my honor to invite our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Anand Srivastava, to deliver the opening remarks. A visionary leader, a guiding force, Professor Anand Srivastava's thoughts will undoubtedly inspire us as we embark on this journey together. So.
Good morning. Nice to see all of you in chilly morning, December morning, and I'm told there are a lot of online participants as well. So, Mr. Qureshi, Dr. Qureshi, I'm sorry about that. Srimati Srivastava, Tarun Rawat, Professor Bansal, Rajneesh, Bhuvnesh, the organizers, and faculty members present here, participants offline as well as online. The theme is, before I start, I just want to tell our chief guest that we have a project from Ministry of Health, Ministry of Heavy Industry, which is actually Industry 4.0. So we are setting up a lab in our West Campus, and the funding is from MHI. So the theme of the conference is sustainable technologies. See, there used to be environmental protection law back in 70s, but it was only for namesake. Nobody cared for that law, because people were, or the companies were interested in profit. They did not care for climate. They did not care for such thing. So later on, again, 80s, similar thing happened. People thought it's a necessary evil. Then there was a very interesting paper by Michael Porter in Harvard Business Review that companies which care for environmental practices are likely to succeed. Thereafter, a lot of people started writing papers, and also industries started adopting these practices. So earlier, people used to bother about the bottom line, companies. What is the profit? Now we have concept of triple bottom line. What I mean by triple bottom line? There are 3 P's. First one is obviously profit. Companies are worried about profit. They want to earn. That is why they are there. The second is people. Whether their technology is creating any societal impact. Commitment to the people. So that's the second P. The third P is planet. We have to care for the planet. Already, climate worsening happening, and a lot of methane gas since, a lot of industries have come. So we have to care for our planet also. So these are the 3 bottom lines now, triple bottom lines. Profit, obviously, planet, and people. Now, apart from this, there are 17 sustainable goals of United Nations. And those goals, some of them are, maybe you may be knowing about those: no hunger, poverty, education, healthcare, life below the water. There are 17 such goals. Now, if you want to handle all these sustainable goals or want to achieve these sustainable goal objectives, which United Nations have set by 2030, so it's a huge document which describes in detail the objectives of all these 17 goals, you have to make use of technology. There are various technologies which can be used, but here I'll mention about 2 main technologies. The first one is ICT. If you see this ICT and take any sustainable goal, you can, get, using this ICT technology, you can achieve those goals which are set by United Nations. For example, education. I mean, once you have communication going to the villages, to the schools, high-speed data link, education becomes much simpler. Poverty. I mean, half of the population does not have any access to the internet. So they are not included in the financial system of the country. So once the technology extends to rural places, they will be included, and it is proven that if they are part of the financial ecosystem of the country, they are likely to, come up this from the poverty line. Education, as I mentioned, or any goal you take, ICT will play a very, very important role here. And the underlying technology for ICT is going to be 6G. And 6G, see, you have to use a technology which will solve the problem fine, but the technology itself should not consume, a lot of power and energy. So there also you have to play an important role. So it's a two-way, attack. You have to solve the problems using technology, and also you have to see that technology does not use a lot of energy or power, which ultimately is going to harm the climate or the. So 6G, earlier technologies, the 5Gs and 4Gs, the standards did not care for environmental factors, but 6G specifically mentions about environment. And their goal is to reduce the power consumption to 1/10 of the existing technology. That is the objective. Only then they will be classified as a 6G compatible equipment. So a lot of emphasis is there on 6G for reducing this thing. And 6G is high speed, high data bandwidth, so will definitely solve these problems which are related to SDG, all those objectives. I'll tell you one very small example. During my CDOT days, we used to make systems. So there was a system which is called as National Optical Fiber Network, which means extending the fiber all the way to the villages, so that village people can get, high data rate. They may have schools or some hospital or whatever, so they should get high data rate. So there is a unit which is called as optical network unit, which is kept in the village panchayat, and from there the villages, different villagers or the entities there in the village council, they are all connected. Now the problem was that the power supply available there is, on an average 2 hours per day. So what is the solution? So we designed a unit having, solar cells on top of it. And we were able to achieve about, 80% of the time the communication was available. But the requirement is that, the communication requirement is that it should be almost 100% available, right? So we also added solar, air turbines. So with the combination of this air turbines and solar and grid, we were able to give not only 24/7 communication services to villages, but also there was extra energy which was supplied back to the grid. I mean, this is practically done. So all the villages, village panchayat of the country has that kind of equipment now. So other technology which is going to play a very important role is AI, artificial intelligence. Now AI is a heavy power compute. You require a lot of energy. All these data centers and cloud service providers, they require a lot of data, a lot of energy. For cooling, you require a lot of water, knowing the fact that 1/3 of the planet does not have access to clean water. So AI is going to consume a lot of power. It is going to solve the problems also, right? Because you take any process, add AI to it, which is actually called as AI plus X, there's an improvement in terms of accuracy, in terms of productivity. So there will be improvement. Take any process. So AI is solving that problem. AI is also will solve climate-related problems. you can predict floods, you can predict cyclones. So all those things are possible with AI, but AI itself will consume a lot of power. So ultimate goal is we need to go to at least net zero. Whatever I spend or whatever energy is used, I should be able to save somewhere. Ultimate goal of all these AI companies is all towards AI zero. A lot of industries now, they are very, very sensitive about the environment. For example, BMW. They make cars, so they are more focusing on electrical vehicles or hybrid cars. They source material from those companies which are environmentally sensitive. There is an environment officer in BMW which does advocacy of environmental related ecosystem within the company. So it's all in all, BMW is totally focused on the environment. There are various other companies, the Googles, the Apples, they all have some target, how much energy they should consume, how much energy they should save, how to save the energy. So basically, idea is to go to net zero, as I mentioned. This is what the theme of this conference is, and I hope all the participants will get benefit from these discussions, and I think their research papers probably they will be published in Springer, so they have an additional interest that their papers will be published in the Springer journals. So I thank all the organizers for this interesting and timely topic, and wish you all the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your inspiring words and for officially inaugurating this event. Your leadership is invaluable. I now invite Professor R.C. Bansal, our guest of honor, to share his address. His presence today adds great value to our event, and we eagerly look forward to hearing his inspiring words. Please welcome Professor R.C. Bansal to the stage with a huge round of applause.
Good morning, namaskar to everyone. So in fact, this is a great pleasure for me to join this conference, Sigma, Third International Conference. The distinguished personalities on the dais, Professor Anand, Dr. Qureshi, and of course the organizing team of the conference, and distinguished faculties, participants. So this conference, very important. I think I attended from the first conference itself. So Dr. Bhunesh is in good contact me, I don't know, 10 years or 15 years. So he's doing the great job. And in fact, Professor Anand very well explained you the wider scope for the humanity, that, United Nations goals, that what we need for the humanities, what technologies we need to improve. So during this conference, some of these key topics could need to be discussed in detail. Of course, after this, I have my keynote as well, renewable energy integration in smart grid environment. So I don't want to take much time in this inauguration. But I wanted to wish you all the best for this successful conference. And more important to this conference, very important aspect, networking, stay connected, have collaborations for the research. So networking is extremely important aspect. So without taking too much of time, I wish you all the best and looking forward to see the great outcome from the conference. And of course, one of the great part, I have seen the conference from the first conference itself, that, when any researchers publishing the research, so just publishing in the conference is not sufficient, but it should have some objective, like, it will publish in Springer Scopus Index Conference or IEEE Scopus Index Conference. So it's more valuable because the researchers at the end, they want to meet their requirements for degree. So unless now all these universities are getting, very targeted that, the conference paper or journal papers, rankings, citations is extremely important. Quality is extremely important. So I wish you all the best and looking forward to speak with you during the conference. Thank you all. Namaskar.
Thank you, sir, for your enlightening address. Your words have provided us with much to reflect on as we move forward. We are now privileged to have Dr. Hanif Qureshi with us as our chief guest. I now invite sir to address the gathering and share his invaluable thoughts. Over to you, sir.
Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Anand Srivastava, Professor Smriti Srivastava, my dear friend, Professor Rajneesh, all the dignitaries on the dais, faculty of NSUT, and my dear students and participants. It is a pleasure to address you in this morning, particularly on the theme of signals, machines, and automation in the backdrop of sustainability. That is a theme which runs through all of this. As you know that about sustainability, but first let me tell you about the Ministry of Heavy Industries. Professor Srivastava mentioned about a research project. So what does the ministry do? So the Ministry of Heavy Industries looks after the automobile sector, which means that we are the regulators for the automobiles. So their GST, their import and export, free trade agreements, we are exporting a lot of automobiles, we are importing them also. What are the kind of taxes, what are the kind of engineering and research inputs which go into making a competent and a resilient automobile sector? That is the overall objective of the automobile division, which is one part of the ministry. We also have a number of public sector units. So about 16 PSUs we have, of which one is BHEL, Bharat Heavy Electricals Limited. We have Cement Corporation of India, Bridge and Roof, AYCL, Andrew and Yule Company Limited, and number of them are there. HMT and all, 16 are there. So we look after those 16 PSUs, the automobile sector, and also we have a heavy engineering section, which promotes Industry 4.0 and the latest technologies. So the ministry has tied up with a number of academic institutions, number of research institutions, and they drive projects which can lead to competitiveness in the Indian industry. So for example, there is a capital goods scheme. Capital goods are those machines which produce machines. India is lacking in them. Mostly we import machines to make further machines. But that program provides funds to those research institutes who manufacture these capital goods. So that is an important component of our ministry. Coming to sustainability, I'll start with the Panchamrit, which is the broader 5 objectives which India set forth in the COP26. And one of them is that reduction in carbon intensity by 45% by 2030 from 2005 levels. Then reduction in carbon emissions to the extent of 1 billion tons by 2030. That's the second objective. Then we have that 500 gigawatt of renewable capacity must be installed by 2030. That's what our Honorable Prime Minister has committed. We have crossed more than 200 now. So renewable would mean hydro, nuclear, wind and solar. Solar is the largest of the part. Then we have that 50% of the energy in our grid should come from renewable energy. So installed capacity, we have already crossed 40%. So in India, more than 40% of the installed capacity is renewable energy. But the contribution of the renewable energy is only about 21%. That is what the Central Electricity Authority's report of 2023 says. That's because the plant load factor of solar energy is very low. It's about 17 or 18%. Thermal has a PLF of upwards of 80, 90. Nowadays, the super thermal power plants even cross 90 or 95%. But generally it is around 80 or 85%. So if you install a solar plant of say 100 gigawatts, you'll be getting only 17 or 18 gigawatts. That's because nights are there, then weather is there, clouds are there. So that much time is not available. So Professor Smriti talked about the convergence of signals and automation, and that is most appropriately embodied in the automobile. So today's automobile is amalgamating all these technologies. And since I also look after the automobile division in the ministry, you see, today's automobiles, you forget about electric cars, even the petrol and diesel cars, they are about 35 to 40% electronic, because their ignition, it has got more than 120 motors. All your wipers, windshields, seats, all of them are driven by motors. So a lot of engineering of electrical and signals and automation that is built into even the ICE technology cars. And nowadays, if you look at the trend where the engineering or automation is going, for example, the new technology coming up is the ADAS, Advanced Driver Assist Systems. It comes from level 1 to level 5. So level 5 is driving a car without a driver. That's level 5. What Tesla has done in some parts of San Francisco. They have tried it over there. Then level 4 is a little less than that. So nowadays, the cars which are being made, most of them have level 1 and 2 of ADAS. Some even have 3 and 4. We have not reached the level of 5. And the recent cars introduced by Mahindra, they are at level 3 of ADAS. They have 18 cameras. And all those cameras are taking video feeds, they are being analyzed, and then they are used to actuate movements of the car. So if there is a roadblock ahead of you, the car would suddenly stop without a manual intervention. So you can imagine the kind of sensors which are used to pick up cues from the environment. They are measuring the distance, they are measuring sound, they are measuring the pictures which are being taken. Unfortunately, India is quite lagging behind in this revolution in engineering and design. So if I tell you about the automotive value chain, so about 60 to 65% of the effort goes into ER&D, engineering, research and design of a car. About 10 to 15% goes in manufacturing, which is simply assembling the parts. And another 10% goes into after sales. So the majority is engineering, research and design. And there are only 11 countries in the world which have engineering, research and design. No more than 11 countries in the world have this technology of making automobiles, which are so popular all across the world. Other countries are manufacturing. We have another 15 to 20 countries which are manufacturing. So in Africa, in Southeast Asia, we have many countries which are manufacturing. For example, iPhone. If you buy an iPhone, it is designed in California, manufactured in China. So this 70% of the dollars which you are spending on the iPhone, they are actually going to the parent company in California. They're not going to China. So what our country needs is engineering, research and design. What we need is our technology where we can push our products not only in the country, but also exported worldwide. You're all using Facebook, WhatsApp, Amazon. None of them were made in India. All of them were made in the US. So we are only users of that technology. So as the Honorable Vice Chancellor has clearly pointed out, that the technologies which are forthcoming like artificial intelligence, those are the areas which are still greenfield areas. That's where India can have their competitive advantage. China started investing in electric vehicles in the year 2000. And massive research has gone into making of electric vehicles, including batteries, traction motors, ADAS systems, transmission. We have started in 2015. India started in 2015, and even now, in electric cars, we sell about 1.8% of the new cars sold in India are electric. Last year, 23-24, about 48 lakhs cars were sold in India, 48 lakhs. Out of that, 95,000 cars were electric, about 1.8%. In US, about 11% new car sales are electric. In Europe, about 25% cars are electric in the new sales. In China, about 36%. So we are at only 1.8%. We are just beginning our journey. We are toddlers. We are babies here. That's because, one, we have very high import duties. That's because we want to protect our industry. And so what the government has done to rectify the situation? The government has started some schemes called the Production Linked Incentive Schemes, PLI schemes. So if you produce an electric car, government will give you 20%. So we have a PLI automobile scheme, which is about a 26,000 crore rupees scheme, where anyone who is producing an electric car or a hydrogen car, or even parts of electric cars, components like DC-DC converter, or battery management system, or traction motors, there also 20% is given. So now there are a number of Indian companies who are manufacturing advanced technology products and cars. Similarly, India does not manufacture the advanced chemistry cells which are used in the batteries of cars. All of them are imported from China or Taiwan or some other countries. There is another PLI scheme, it's of 18,000 crores, which incentivizes people who will make the advanced chemistry cells. So we have now 5 or 6 companies in India who are planning to manufacture these advanced chemistry cells. We have Ola, we have Reliance, we have Amara Raja, we have Rajesh Exports, Reliance. So 6 or 7 companies are there. Probably in the next 1 to 2 years, we will see domestic production of advanced chemistry cells. And they require an extremely high level of technology. If you happen to visit one of these units, you'll see that the air quality which has to be maintained in their production units, the sound levels which have to be maintained in their production units. You have to get the raw materials, anode, cathode, separators, and then you have to mix them in certain proportions, and you need very sophisticated machinery to do that. That technology, we are just beginning to see that technology. Therefore, the role of all of you, role of the engineers, as eloquently as said by Professor Bansal, that it is not only you will publish the papers in a conference, but your research has to be driven by the objective, driven by the outcome. You need technology, but you need it at a cheaper cost. Electric vehicles are not new. In 1890, we had electric vehicles. Rather, in 1900s, if you look at the sales of cars in US, more than 50% share was of electric vehicles. But then, ICE engine was discovered, cheap petroleum was discovered, and ICE engine slowly replaced the electric vehicles. So electric vehicles have to be cheaper. And when will they be cheaper? They'll be cheaper if you have a technology which can produce them very cheaply. So engineering is not only science, engineering is economics and science. You have to make it viable. That is the beauty of the engineering design. So I think this is a great challenge before the engineers and scientists of the country to produce homegrown technology and to make and manufacture products with that, those products which sell like these, what WhatsApp and Amazon are selling all across the world. They are not only selling in US, they are selling all across the world. So our Tatas or Mahindras or Olas or Bajaj or whatever companies we have, we want hundreds of more such companies. And only when these companies produce quality goods at cheaper prices, exporting them, and people in other countries say that, oh, this is an Indian product, it must be very good. because they have the experience and Indian products are very good. That is a pride, but that requires a lot of effort. And that is the effort where I think such conferences are extremely important step in that direction. And where we learn from each other, where we hear from each other, and we build upon the collective knowledge. These days, research is not an individual project. You have to collaborate with each other, and you learn from each other. There are a lot of techniques, a lot of facts. So I wish you all the best for this conference, and it's a pleasure, and I'll thank my friend Professor Rajneesh, who has invited me here in this morning to interact with all of you. I wish you all the very best. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your inspiring and thought-provoking address. We are truly grateful for your valuable time and words of wisdom. The culmination of months of efforts is embodied in the release of our conference proceedings. This milestone symbolizes the collaborative spirit and intellectual rigor that defines this event. I invite all the dignitaries to join us in unveiling this significant achievement.
A great round of applause, please. Thank you to all who contributed this monumental effort. This is a proud moment for us. As we approach the conclusion of this session, it is imperative to acknowledge the efforts of all who made this event possible. I now invite Dr. Bhavnesh Kumar to deliver the vote of thanks and express our collective gratitude. Sir.
A very warm welcome to one and all to Sigma 2024. It's a great honor for me to deliver the vote of thanks during the inaugural session of International Conference Sigma 2024. On behalf of the HOD ICE, HOD Electrical, and the organizing committee, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to everyone who has played a role in making this event a reality. First and foremost, I would like to express my deepest appreciation to our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Anand Srivastava, sir. Sir, your guidance, encouragement, and vision have been the cornerstone of this conference success. Thank you for your inspiring words during the inaugural session and for your unwavering support throughout. To our honored guests, thank you for gracing this occasion with your presence and for your inspiring words during the inaugural session. Your encouragement and support have added immense value to this conference, setting the tone for its success. A special words of gratitude to our reviewers, whose meticulous efforts have ensured the academic integrity and quality of the conference proceedings. Your dedication in reviewing submissions and providing constructive feedback has been an instrumental in maintaining the high standards of Sigma 2024. A special thanks to our publication partner, Springer, whose collaboration ensures that the intellectual output of Sigma 2024 reach a global audience, showcasing the wealth of knowledge shared here. We are deeply grateful to our sponsors as well, particularly the NHPC Limited, NBC India Limited, the IET Delhi Center, and DRDO for their generous support and belief in the vision of this conference. Your contributions have been vital in enabling us to organize this event on a such grand scale. To all the participants joining us from across the globe, thank you for your commitment to advancing knowledge and for contributing your insights to the platform. Your presence enriches the spirit of collaboration, and intellectual exchange that Sigma embodies. A special mention to our dynamic and ever enthusiastic student volunteers, especially to our research scholars, members from Crescendo, Canvas, whose energy, dedication, and behind the scene efforts have ensured that every detail of this event is meticulously taken care of. To my fellow colleagues, I deeply appreciate your tireless effort, teamwork, and the commitment. Your contributions has been integral to the planning and execution of this conference. Lastly, but by no means least, my sincere thanks to the university administration for their support, from providing resources to facilitating logistics, ensuring that every aspect of this event is well organized. As we embark on the proceedings of Sigma 2024, let us carry forward the collaborative spirit that this event represents. I look forward to an engaging and fruitful journey over the course of this conference. Thank you all for being here and contributing to the success of this conference. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your heartfelt words. Your acknowledgement adds a personal touch to this grand occasion. Ladies and gentlemen, let us take a break to enjoy some refreshments and networking over the tea, which is arranged just outside this auditorium. And join us back in mini auditorium in the block 8 for the keynote session. Thank you, everyone.